Every graduating class lives its own story in the SPPG journey. Yours, class of 2025, will be remembered as the class that carried hope through turbulence, that held steady in the face of uncertainty, and that turned questions into commitments. You entered this program at a time when democracy across Africa is being tested, when trust in governance is fragile, and when the very idea of leadership is often met with cynicism. Yet, you chose to prepare yourselves for the most challenging road, the road of responsible leadership. For that, I salute you. Like I saluted Somi, I salute every single one of you. This year, you engaged in complex conversations about power and its limits, about democracy and its fragility, and about governance and its possibilities. You wrestled with ideas, debated the solutions, and you built a community that mirrors the Africa we are striving for. And what is that Africa we're striving for? One, diversity, to be vibrant, courageous, and unafraid. Time and time again, we have heard that what holds many citizens back from doing anything but taking bad governance is fear. And class of 2025, today, I declare that you are all fearless. Fearlessness has to be one of your hallmarks. And if you remain fearless, you're going to begin the journey of a lifetime of public service. Your time here has shown that policy is not theory. It is lived reality. Behind every policy choice are people, farmers, traders, teachers, artisans, and families who depend on leaders like you to make decisions that honor their dignity. Your training has revealed that governance is not an institution, but a responsibility and a trust that you must carry with transparency and integrity. And you have learned that politics at its core is not about power, it's about people. As you step into this next chapter, let me remind you, leadership is not a title, it's a posture. What did I say? Leadership. It is how you hold yourself when it is easier to give up. It is how you respond when silence seems safer than speaking the truth. It is the discipline to stay rooted in values even when compromise looks more rewarding. Leadership is the daily choice to serve. So the certificate you will hold today is not a destination, and I repeat, it is not a destination. It is a commissioning. It calls you to live out the values of character, competence, and capacity in every sphere you enter. It calls you to be unconventional in a world that prefers conformity. It calls you to be builders in a society that often learns to break down. Class of 2025, the future will pose challenging questions to you, every single one of you. Some will test your courage. Others will test your compassion. It will test your compassion. Can I tell a story, Chair, of Sunday? To test compassion. Okay. On Sunday, this Sunday that just went past, I was heading to church. And as I drove, I saw a man seated by the roadside in the most filthiest of clothes. Dirty, so dirty that you couldn't actually see his skin. And he was seated, bent, head like this, crouched. As I drove past, heading, not wanting to be late, I turned the corner and I got this sense that, are you going to ignore that man? And I thought, I'll be late. And it was more important to pay attention to the man. So I told my driver to make a U-turn and went back. And as we went back, we stopped and I gave him some money. Immediately he got up, straight. His face, tears, mucus, he'd been weeping. And I looked at him and I said, that is a human being that the nation has failed. 1. 2, his destiny has been truncated. 3, he's leading a hopeless life. As leaders, what are we going to do about the vulnerable, the rejected, those that cannot speak for themselves? The pain was that all I had was to give money, but what he needs is a lifeline to take him out of the pit and put him back on his feet. And as soon as we finished, he actually said thank you to my driver. And my driver said, it's coherent. It's actually normal. It's not mad. Class of 2025, are you ready to take the responsibility for rescuing those that society has failed? That is a lame yes. That is still a lame yes. That is a resounding yes. And it doesn't just happen. You build systems to make it happen. You build structures to make it happen. So the question for you is, what position are you going to occupy? Are you going to ensure that you build systems? And what is also important, I met Uzo yesterday. He said something very remarkable. I hope you have got your name right. She said before she came to SPPG, she was not interested in politics. But after going through the program, she's a converted one. She's interested. And why she has to be interested? Because, was it Uzo? Are you in the room? Yes, thank you. And she said the difference it has made for her is that right now in her community, they've come in and taken land away from her community. And they're not paying them much compensation beyond 20,000 naira, 100,000 naira. And she's going to fight for the community. So it is time, as I congratulate you once more, I want you to realize that you are now part of a movement of leaders who are unafraid, like Uzo, to stand differently, to serve sacrificially, and to dream audaciously. I love that word. You are now part of a movement, I'm going to repeat it, of leaders who are unafraid to stand differently, to serve sacrificially, and to dream audaciously. So the world is waiting for you. Arise and build. And as you arise and build, this is what I'm going to add. There are 5 qualities I want to live with you. And in the next 15 years, these qualities need to still be branded on you as the class of 2025. The first is passion. The word actually speaks pride. I need you to be proud SPPG graduates. You are part of the School of Politics, Policy and Governance, Public Leaders Network. You have to be driven by passion, P for passion. The next word is key. If you don't have this, you're not going to get there. You will not get to the finish line. For those of you that are here, you remember that, that's one of my favorite phrases, get to the finish line. Resilience, R for resilience. Uncompromising resilience. I for integrity. Not one graduate, after you have been through these 10 months, must you compromise your integrity. And we've said it and we'll repeat it. You do anything uncompromising, we will take back our certificate and disown you. D for dignity. We are raising a dignified people. And we've talked a lot about dignity. And then E is what I love. Exceptional service. Exceptional service to your family. exceptional service to your community, exceptional service to your sphere of influence, and exceptional service to your nation. May the people that Nigeria has been waiting for emerge because they said yes to the SPPG. Welcome to your future as custodians of the future. Welcome to the impact and the difference you're going to make. Welcome to a life of boldness and courage. Welcome to a life of resilience. Welcome to a life that refuses to compromise. And welcome to a life of compassion, ready to rescue those that are vulnerable and that need your voice. Voice to the voiceless.